This video will walk you through how to activate different types of emergency mode in the Access portal. You are able to set up emergency mode using a dashboard widget. Start by accessing the Setup menu and navigate to Reader Profiles. Configure the emergency behavior in all reader profiles that contain the readers that need to drive their relays during emergency mode. Navigate to the dashboard. Add a widget. Select the Commands widget. Save the changes made. Place the command widget where you want it and click Save. By clicking on the green lock, you can trigger emergency mode. If you click on the green lock again, you will disable emergency mode. After selecting the green lock, always wait for the confirmation. In this section we will look at how to configure emergency mode for multiple master controllers in Access portal. To activate emergency mode using an input across one or multiple controllers, start by navigating to the Setup menu. You would need to set up your emergency actions on your controllers. Select Controller Profiles. You should create an emergency on and emergency off action on the controller profiles that include the masters you want to activate emergency mode on. Next, you need to set up your reader profile input to trigger emergency mode. Proceed to this step by accessing the Setup menu. Access the reader profile which contains the device you have wired your input to. Set up your emergency input. Once done, access the Setup menu and navigate to Reader Profiles. Configure the emergency behavior in all reader profiles that contain the readers that need to drive their relays during emergency mode. Navigate to Setup and then the Readers section to set up which master controller the input must trigger to activate emergency mode. Select the device or reader where your input is connected to. Set up your event actions for input emergency mode on and input emergency mode off. Proceed by selecting the masters you want to activate emergency mode and click emergency mode on to activate. Repeat the steps with the event action input emergency mode off to deactivate emergency mode. With all the setting complete, when you trigger your input, these two events for input emergency mode on and off will appear when you activate and disable emergency mode across your master controllers. Lastly, you can use an emergency mode special event tag to activate emergency mode. You need to start by accessing the Setup menu and navigate to Reader Profiles. Configure the emergency behavior in all reader profiles that contain the readers that need to drive their relays during emergency mode. Navigate to the Enrollment section. Access the tag holder settings. Set up your tag that you have enrolled to use the tag status, Special Event 1. You would need to set up your emergency actions on your controllers. Select Controller Profiles. You should create an emergency on and emergency off action on the controller profiles that include the masters you want to activate emergency mode on. To proceed, you need to navigate to Readers to set up which readers will activate emergency mode when the special event tag is presented to them and which will disable it. Access the specific reader, preferably out readers to activate and in readers to deactivated emergency mode. Set up your event actions for allowed special event 1 out to activate emergency mode and allowed special event 1 in to deactivate emergency mode on the in readers. These two transactions for allowed special 1 in and out would activate and deactivate emergency mode. And that concludes this video. Thank you for watching.